The relatively short but bloody war in Ukraine is entering its fourth phase. First, Russia tried to overthrow Volodymyr Zelensky's government and sweep the country into its arms in a 3-day campaign. In the second round, he attempted to conquer Ukraine, or at least its eastern half, including the capital, Kyiv, with an armored attack. Defeated in the north, Russia withdrew its battered army, instead congregating in the southeast and south for the conquest of parts of Ukraine. Now the fourth, and perhaps decisive, phase is about to begin. For those of us born after World War II, this was the most influential war of our lives. After the outcome lies Europe's future of stability and prosperity. If Ukraine manages to defend its freedoms and territorial integrity, a diminished Russia will be held back. If it fails, the chances of war between NATO and Russia will increase, as will the prospect of Russian intervention in other regions of its western and southern fringes. Russia's victory will prompt China to calmly observe and assess the military's courage and capacity. Russia's defeat would raise useful vigilance in Beijing. Russia's brutality and completely unwarranted aggression, coupled with its sinister and ridiculous lies, have jeopardized what remains of the global order and norms of behavior between nations. If such behavior leads to humiliation on the battlefield and economic chaos at home, those norms can be rebuilt to some degree. If Vladimir Putin's government gets away with it, restoring them will take a generation or longer. There will be enough time to accuse each other. Germany has long claimed that it is extending a hand of reconciliation to Russia when in fact it has chosen to pursue a policy based on greed and naivety. He is not alone in delusion and hypocrisy. For more than a decade, America's leadership proved incompetent, complete with melting red lines and indifference to the destruction of nations in Europe and the redistributing of cities and the gassing of civilians in Syria. This arrogance about leading from behind seems utterly reprehensible now, as we see what the world would be like without American leadership.